What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to place a long order in OKX on the perpetual and futures trading section of their exchange. And I'm going to show you how to place that initial long order with a stop loss and a take profit already in place. And then I'm also going to show you how to change that should you need to, or how to enter it later should you forget. So before we get into it, if you are looking for more of these short tutorials on how to do one thing in the exchange at a time, then make sure you hit the like and subscribe button now and turn on the bell notification to all so that you can be notified every time I upload a video. Now let's get into it. Okay, so here I am on the OKX demo account. The first thing you want to do is make sure that under the trade section, you're under margin trading, and then you want to find the pair that you want to trade. So from this drop down arrow here, clicking on either perpetual or futures, depending on which contract you want to trade. I'll stick with perpetual. Find the coin that you want to trade, and then the next thing to do is to come up here where it says isolated and check if you want it to be on cross or isolated margin. And then also in this video, I'm going to show you how to place a long order. So you want to check the leverage for your long, and if you want to change that, you can change that from this box here. Now the next two buttons are open and close. You want to make sure that you are on the open because we are opening a new trade. And then underneath you have the option of limit, market and stop. The first type of trade we're going to place is a limit order, which basically means that you're going to set the price that you want to get in at, and those are your conditions. You'll only enter the trade if price comes back down to your number and you get a fill at that number. So whatever that is for you, you're going to write that in the price box. I'm just going to use the chart here to draw up a trade. Okay, so this is my trade, and basically if price comes all the way back down here, I think we'll bounce, so I want an entry there, and then I'm going to try to ride that back up to the top. So now with all of this on my chart, I want to enter these numbers. So that means that my entry price is going to be this gray number here on the side. So I'm just going to write that in, and then I need to write how much I want to buy. And I'm going to leave that empty for the moment because what I'm going to do is set a take profit and a stop loss first. And my stop loss I'm going to get from the red number that comes up here, which by the way, you can also get these numbers from your own TradingView chart. You don't have to chart up within OKX itself if you don't want to. And then your take profit is going to be the green number up the top. Now that you have all of that in, you can now use the slider to determine your position size, because as you move this up, it's going to come up here and show you how much you will lose should the trade go the wrong way. So if it's in your trading rules that you only risk 1% of your account per trade, then you're just going to use this slider until it comes up and shows you here what that number is. So this account here says the available margin is 5 ETH, which means that 1% of that account is 0.05. So I need to move this slider until this here, the stop loss price equals 0.05, which is around there. Now, the other thing you can do if you want is up here it says market. You can change that to limit, which means that you'll have to put in a trigger price and a limit price to exit your trades. However, when you're wanting to exit trades, whether they be take profits or stop losses, it's better to keep them as market and cop the fee, because you want to be out definitely at those prices, whereas taking an entry, you can enter that as limit. So even though limit orders entail lower fees, the best way to manage your trading is to just make sure one side of the trade is a limit order, meaning if your entry is a limit order, your exit can be a market order. So I'm going to keep it on market for that reason. And now that I've double checked everything, I'm just going to come here to click on open long. This lets me double check everything, click on confirm. And now you can see here in open orders that my position is sitting in here waiting to be filled. Once that actually does get filled, this will move over to positions, and it will only show me my current open position. And what you'll see in open orders is a 1 with the bracket, but you won't actually see your stop loss or your take profit order. In order to find that, you need to come up to this tab here that says limit market and change that to stop. And once the position is open, you will then see it under there. So all of your take profit orders and your stop loss orders sit under this stop tab. tab. All of your limit orders sit under the limit market tab. So that's how you place a limit order long. And then the other thing you can do is before the position actually fills, if you want to double check your take profit and stop loss, you can click on view here and that will bring that up. If you no longer want this order, you can just come over to the cancel tab and now that order is gone. So that's how you place a limit order long. To place a market order long, you're just going to click on this market tab here, which means that as soon as this order goes in, your position is going to be opened at whatever best price it can get for you. So if we draw up a new trade, that's going to put me in a long around here. And so with a market order, we don't put in the price because it's just going to fill at the best price it can fill at. We are going to click on take profit and stop loss. So I'm going to put in that take profit the same way I did for the limit order. And then once again, I can just use the slider until it says my loss will be 0.05. So now everything is in and I'm going to click on open long, double check. And now you can see under positions, this order has actually opened already. So my entry is in and this shows me my new price that I actually got in at right here. And then if I want to check my take profit and my stop loss, again, go to open orders, under limit market, change it to stop. And you can see here my take profit order at the top there and my stop loss down below. Now, once again, you can set those as limit orders, but it's better to set it as market because when exiting a trade, you want to be out. So now that my position is filled, if I change my mind on one of those, let's just say I want to change my take profit, I have to come here to open orders, cancel both of those, so my stop loss and my take profit, come back up here to positions, click on this button here, which says TPSL, and then I can either just set a stop loss or just set a take profit with no stop loss, which would not be an intelligent move, or I can set both. And once again, I can change that to market or limit if I want. It's an exit of a trade, so I'm gonna leave it on market. My take profit trigger price, I just write in here. And then my stop loss trigger price, write in again. And then the quantity, I'm gonna move that up to 100% so that it closes this entire position at one of those prices. So this is basically putting in a one cancels the other order, meaning that should the price hit my stop loss first, it will cancel out my take profit. Should it hit my take profit first, it will cancel out my stop loss. So click on confirm. And then once again, if I go to the open orders tab, make sure I'm on stop, I can see that it's added back there. And then the other final thing that you can do before you actually place your orders, if you want to calculate what your liquidation level will be so that you can choose a higher leverage, you just come down to this calculator here, click on liquidation price, choose whether it's a long or short, your current isolated margin, your leverage, and then put in all the details of your trade. So your open price, your amount, and then additional margin will be what you will have left after you've opened this one. So you can either write that in or you can just put it at 0. So when you're using isolated margin, it's probably better to keep it at 0 because it wouldn't be a smart idea to add margin to a losing trade anyway. So you're not going to use that available margin. If this trade goes the wrong way, you're going to be out. So there's no point in writing additional margin here because it will give you a lower liquidation point, which is irrelevant because you won't be adding to a losing trade, hopefully. So once you've done all that and you click on calculate, it brings up your liquidation price here. So all you need to do is make sure that where you want your stop loss, which we already decided we wanted it at 3,203, in the case of a long position, is higher than your liquidation level and there's a decent buffer. So considering our stop loss is at 3,203 and the liquidation is at 3,127, that's a decent enough buffer. So I would be happy to stay on 10x. If it was any closer, then you would just lower the leverage and redo the calculation. So that's it. That's all I have to show you on how you place a long order on the leverage platform of OKX. Please comment below and let me know if this video was helpful for you. I do plan on doing a lot more shorter tutorials on how to just do one thing at a time on this platform. So please leave me a comment below and let me know what you would like me to cover next. Until then, don't forget to smash the like button, hit subscribe, and also if you want to know why I chose OKX as my preferred exchange to trade on, somewhere up here there is a link to a video where I break down some of the top exchanges and their pros and cons of trading on each. Hope you enjoyed this video and see you next time.